Hey guys, Gam Gam here. Welcome back to my cottage and all the diamond painting fun that we're gonna have. So I just got back from my best friend's house. We always hang out once a week at least. And it was a really good time as usual. And I came home ready to do some diamond painting because I'm not tired at all. And as you guys know, I've been staying up way too late, and tonight's probably not going to be any different. So I've been trying to tell myself I need to get to bed by midnight. So we'll see how it goes because it's already like almost 10. So I hope that you guys are all doing well. I had a wonderful day at work. I'm a nurse and I love my job. And so yeah, I wanted to show y'all the progress on the Magnolias and Moonscape canvas. Isn't it pretty? I hope the light's catching the sparkles because it's really coming along nicely. As you can see, I'm pretty much going into the second half. Online and in the picture, I just thought this canvas was going to be bigger. I think it's a great size. I'm really pleased with the size, but I feel like it's a perfect size. And as I am doing it, it just goes so quickly, doesn't it? I've heard you guys say the same thing, that once you get going, it just really goes pretty quickly. So this is the area I have moved into. And so it's got a lot of blues. And we're getting into the water area. This is like some rocks and stuff. And then as we work our way over, it's going to be like moonlight glistening on the water. So I really like it. And I've been thinking today, I spent some time thinking about how I'm going to frame it. And I'll get into that more as we get started. So anyway, thank you for joining us. Please bring your coffee, bring your tea, come in your jammies and just diamond paint with me, do your craft. Let's just hang out a while. So yeah, back to the frame. So I was giving it some thought today as I'm working my way to completion on this. So that is a little S thing. I'm just going to make sure. Yep. Okay. I think I'm going to put 1 or 2 top coats on it. One, if I can get away with it. If I feel like I'm going to do 1. Well, first I'm going to go over this really carefully with my fingers and look for popping drills and make sure they're all put in. And then as I do that, I'm going to wipe down the drills because they get wax on them and they get, whatever else they get on them, and make sure they're just squeaky clean. Push down any drills that are trying to pop. Go over it a couple times and make sure I roller it and get it nice and flat and secure. And then I'll do a top coat with the Men Wax Clear Gloss. And I think I'll let that cure like a good week. And then I'll assess the situation. I'll move the canvas around. I'll see how good I feel about the security of the drills and the canvas, and see if I think I need a second top coat. And then if I do, I'll do a second coat. If I feel pretty good about it, I won't, because like I said in my other video, I'm a purist. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. You don't want to put too much on top of your pretty diamond art. Of course, you don't want your drills to fall off. So it's a happy balance, right? Happy medium. Got to find that balance. So I we'll do that. And then I think I'm going to mat it with probably a complementary green, light green color. So probably one of these, one of this kind of green. But I could also go with kind of a more of a blue or a gray blue. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm leaning toward green, but I could also go with maybe a darker matte. Might be pretty, excuse me. And then the exciting part that I decided was I'm going to find this 36. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a mother of pearl frame just to kind of, complement the sparkles, the fairy dust, the AB drills, the fairy dust drills, just the moon, to complement the moon and the magnolias. I think a mother of pearl frame would just be, I was going over in my mind like, okay, I could do black. Black's pretty bold, kind of makes a statement. I don't know if that really fits my kids. You could go with wood, which, I don't know if that really goes very good. And then you could do white or a colored frame or gold or silver frame. And nothing was sounding just right to me. And then I was thinking about white, and then it popped into my head, mother of pearl. And I absolutely love mother of pearl. And so I thought, hey, I bet somewhere on the internet I could find a mother of pearl frame. Well, sure enough, they do have mother of pearl frames, but they tend to come in your typical size frames, like 4x6, 5x7, 8x10, and obviously this is going to be way bigger than that. So I need to do some research on my laptop and find custom frame shops that would be willing to do mother of pearl frame for, an appropriate price. So I kind of was thinking too, we could get a bunch of 8x10 frames maybe and disassemble them and reassemble them. But that's a lot of work, and I don't know if I'm handy enough to do something like that. I can do some things like with my cordless screwdriver. I can put things together with directions, but disassembling something and reassembling it as something else is maybe a little outside my skill set. I mean, if my life depended on it, sure, I could do it. I don't even own a saw. So I hope that somewhere I can find a custom frame, but I'm just going to kind of keep looking. I have time. I think this is going to be a Christmas gift. But wouldn't that be beautiful if I matted it and framed it in a mother of pearl frame? And I don't know if this is a really bad idea or not. You can weigh in and let me know what you think. But I'm thinking about no glass, just because I love the drill effect. I love the feel of the drills and the effect of the 3D effect, and put glass over that. Yes, I know it would protect it, but at the same time you would lose all of that depth. And I just don't know if I'm willing to do that. And I guess they could always put glass over it if they wanted to. It's nothing to have a piece of glass, cut. So, and I'm pretty sure with that Minwax coating, especially if I do two, which maybe I should do if I don't put glass over it, is be able to wipe it down, just like you would wipe down anything else that had a coat of varnish on it. So, oh, there's lots of flowers through here. So, that's my idea. And I did something pretty spontaneous today. You guys, guess what I did? I went and ordered another canvas. I ordered my first Diamond Art Club canvas. I was going back to Diamond Art Club because I was just trying to see if I could get more information about how I could get Liberty Celebration, the beautiful Statue of Liberty with the flag and the fireworks. And of course, it's sold out. And I have an email out to email me when it comes back in. I've tried to do some research on how long that takes, and the internet, the AI search said 3 to 6 months. And then I'm wondering, is it pretty easy when you're emailed to go and get that, or is it hard? Like, do they sell out before you can even go from your email to the store? Or when they email you, do they give you like a special place you can go order one since you've been waiting for it? I don't know how it works. But as I was kind of looking into all that, I came across the Harry Potter canvas again, the Order of the Phoenix. And I really like that one. It's in my cart, was in my cart, because I was just thinking about all the canvases that sell out. And there's like that resale group on Facebook and stuff, which I just found out about. I'm not on Facebook, or else I would be on some diamond art groups on there, but I'm just not on Facebook. I got off Facebook a few years back, and I'm not going to go back. But if I were on Facebook, I would join some diamond art groups. But I saw that there was quite a resale business for Diamond Art Club canvases. So I thought, worst case scenario, I can't wait to do this Harry Potter. So anyway, I got it because it said only a few left, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to like not get it and then wish that I had. And so I went ahead and pulled the trigger and bought that. And I told myself, and I'm telling you for accountability, no more canvases. The only other canvas I'm going to buy is the Liberty Celebration if I can get that. And I'm not going to buy any more canvases because I have plenty of canvases, high quality canvases, less expensive canvases, and I just have quite a myriad coming, and that will keep me busy all year. They're going to keep me busy all year. And so I'm good. I'm going to work through those this year. And then maybe, next year I will allow myself to order a bunch more. But I'm done buying. I'm just going to be working on the ones I have because I really like all the canvases I got. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's some right there. The week just flew by. Tomorrow is Friday. Friday, I have my children that live in town. I have them over on Fridays for family dinner night. I highly recommend that. I kind of learned that from another friend of mine, to do that, and it just keeps everybody close, and the kids really look forward to it, and I look forward to it. They look forward to gathering together and catching up on the week, and I look forward to seeing them and the grandkids, and they look forward to not having to cook that night, and I look forward to cooking for them. So it's a really fun tradition to kind of have. And then we're all usually too tired, but there's always an option to play games as well. So it's just a really good time. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to make homemade ice cream. So we've always made homemade ice cream in my family, once or twice in the summers. And I was using the same box of rock salt for years and years and years and years, and it finally ran out. And so I tried to make ice cream last week with no rock salt, and it did not work at all. like I used 1.5 bags of ice, and I churned it and churned it and churned it probably for at least 2 hours, which is longer than it should take. And I was like, wow, why is this? Is this a, I had some ultra pasteurized cream. So I thought, is it because I bought ultra pasteurized cream? And my kids were like, I'm pretty sure it's because you didn't use rocks, because I had run out of rock salt. And I just didn't think it was important enough to get. I didn't realize that rock salt was a really important part of the ice cream process. Because I had just always used it because I had it. My parents had always used it. And I never really was taught that I recall, like, oh, you have to have rock salt or it won't work. Because we just always use rock salt. And so I churned and churned and churned, and I was so disappointed, because everybody was waiting for homemade ice cream, and we basically had sweet, creamy milk. And I had like made huckleberry sauce, and I had made ground up Oreo cookies to put in it, and so it was a real letdown. And I Googled it, and I was like, I asked AI, I'm like, did my ice cream didn't make? And I'm like, is it because of the ultra pasteurized cream? And the guy was like, no, the ultra pasteurized cream, he's talking about breaking down the protein molecules. And I don't remember what he said, but he was like, that shouldn't really matter. And I said, well, I said, I ran out of rock salt and didn't have any. I was like, do you think it could be that? And he said, yes, it's definitely that. He said, because if you just use ice, the ice cream only is at 32 degrees. And to make ice cream, to make ice cream, you have to get it colder than 32 degrees. And that made total sense to me. So the rock salt makes the ice get a lot colder than 32 degrees, which is what makes ice cream. So there you have it. If you're ever planning to make ice cream, make sure you have your rock salt because it is important. So thankfully my grocery store carried it, and I got some today. And I got a big thing of heavy cream from Costco, and I have plenty of whole milk. So going to make more huckleberry sauce, and hopefully tomorrow we will have our first batch of homemade ice cream for this year. I just I'll dump in that whole 1/2 gallon of heavy cream, and then I pour the rest whole milk into the fill line. I only use about 1/2 cup of sugar in mine, maybe a little bit more depending. I do a nice heavy dollop of vanilla flavoring, and I do a few dashes of salt just to help the flavor come out. And give it a good stir. And that's pretty much my homemade ice cream recipe. And I think that's pretty close to what my parents did growing up. There might have been some times where my mom did egg in it, but I've tried that before and I ended up with like egg bits, and it really turned me off, the whole egg thing. And I think I just prefer not to use an egg if I don't have to, because I don't want to worry about salmonella or anything like that. So, which we eat a lot of eggs. I'm not sure how I feel about an egg and ice cream. I know that it can be really good and all of that, but I just don't know that I want to do it. So yeah, and then I'm going to make a gumbo tomorrow. My mother-in-law taught me how to cook Cajun food. At least a gumbo, an etouffee, and a fricassee. Is it fricassee? Fricassee. Those were her main things. So I'm going to make a gumbo tomorrow. Hopefully it'll turn out good. I used to make gumbo all the time, and then As the kids grow up, you just don't cook as much, and you kind of, ooh, that's a bad drill. You kind of get out of practice. I don't know. It's kind of a combination of, I'm sure other women know what I'm talking about, or other men who have always cooked for kids, and then the kids grow up and kind of move away and you don't cook as much. You kind of fall out of practice. At least that's my experience and a lot of the women that I talk to. But I think I can still make a good gumbo, I hope. And then, like I said, I have that nice tiger rice pot from Japan. So rice is a breeze now. Of course, you have to have rice with gumbo. And probably a French bread. And then I might just serve it with salad. I have corn I could serve it with. Probably don't need to serve it with anything just besides bread, because we're going to be having that ice cream. So I make a pretty big pot of gumbo, and everyone's probably just going to fill up on gumbo, honestly. But yeah, so hopefully I'll touch base with you guys after I do it and tell you how it turned out. I feel like I just don't cook as good as I used to anymore, because I think I'm just not doing it as often. Let's see, did I get all the flowers? Oh gosh, I have to tell y'all something too. So, I think I got them all. I was looking at this canvas, and I should have showed that when I was, maybe I'll pick the phone off here and show you. Let me get these back in there. I think I'll show you. I noticed when I made my last video, I'm going to pull this out here. Right here, I had seen when I was showing y'all, I was like, oh, there's a really dark, ugly spot right there in the canvas. It was dark. And I was like, thinking to myself, why is there that dark spot in the canvas? And then later I went and I looked at this picture, which is what it's supposed to look like. And I thought, there is no dark spot under the moon in this picture. And then I started picking off the dark. It was like this. It was like, let me see. It was like this dark. It was like that flower I just did. And once I started picking it off, because I thought I'm going to do a different color because I don't like the way that looks. Once I started picking them off, I saw that it was a flower symbol, but it was a different flower symbol. So I had actually thought it was one type of flower, but it was actually the other flower. So I did it wrong based on the symbol looking similar and probably being tired. So I went back and I put the right color in. So that's the right color for that area. So I'm glad I caught that because when I did the planets picture, there's this black splotch in it that I think we could just call it like an asteroid. But I kind of wish I had done a different color in that area. So you have to be careful, not with this canvas, but with those more AI canvases that can mess up the colors, right? So now I know going forward, if something's looking weird, I'm going to make a change instead of ruining my picture. But this canvas, I think is turning out beautiful. I don't know what y'all think, but I think it's pretty dang gorgeous. Okay, well, I am going to probably do some close-ups of dropping some drills, as I call it. And then after that, maybe put it in hyperlapse and listen to a podcast. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. You guys have a great night. Bye-bye. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of this working session on the diamond painting of Magnolias and Moonscape for this evening. And here is a picture of what we've got so far, plus a little bit more. I didn't go down into the next section, but I thought I would just stop here. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope you really enjoy this video. I enjoy making it and I enjoy talking to you. And I just hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.